So we work with a lot of consumer products companies that either have us mass producing their parts or producing them on demand through like our Etsy plugin and our forthcoming Shopify plugin. And from that, we get a lot of data on who is successful and who isn't. So here we're going to sneak off just a little bit of that information and explain to you some of the primary marketing tricks that these successful stores are using. The number one biggest marketing trick is just stop using the word 3D printing. No one cares that it's 3D printed. No one who receives an object cares how it was made. I don't have injection molded stamped on my shoe. I don't have handmade stamped on anything. And in the very few instances where handmade is actually true and reasonable, like an Hermes bag, it doesn't really matter and it's implied in the product itself because the product stands on its own. If you are talking about how something was made, then your product is a little bit worse than what it should be. You should be able to get sales without talking about it. But 3D printing doesn't help. No one Googles 3D printed shoe, 3D printed phone case, whatever else it was. They might say pink phone case or durable phone case, something along those lines. So make sure that you are solving a problem for them. Talk about what 3D printing enables. You might be able to talk about bio-based plastic. You might be able to talk about higher sustainability. You might be able to enforce small business, those types of things. But 3D printed is not a feature. Stop using it. The only time it can ever be useful is if somebody saw a fidget dragon on TikTok and then they go looking for it. All of the most successful stores using things like our Etsy plugin don't really use 3D printing in the name. You won't find them if you put 3D printed into the Etsy search bar. You'll find them only if you're looking for the problem that they solve or the particular product that they already make. And this leads into the next one, target niches. If you are creating a product, talk to two people who want that thing. Talk to them first. Once you get them, then you can go away from it. This comes up a lot of times with actual marketing. A lot of people think that when they go into Google Ads, they should buy the biggest keyword that has the most traffic. No, when you are starting and you're small, you want to start with the most specific keyword you possibly can. If you make a purple fidget dragon with a smiley face on the front or something like that, you need to say purple dragon, smiley face on the front. Anybody who has that search term, you grab that search term. That number one allows you to buy clicks far cheaper than when you're competing with everybody else on fidget dragon. You are able to get those core people. They're able to be delighted. They're able to give you reviews. They will tell their friends about you. And then the community around smiley face fidget dragons will find you and find you alone, and you don't have to compete with everybody else in a commodity. So focus on those real niches. On a functional side, focus on particular tools. We just recently did a video about Shop Nation. He makes dust collection tools for specific saws. This is a great way to solve a problem for a very particular group of people, so you can talk to just that group and they know how to find you. At a less philosophical level in the actual listings themselves, make sure you use video in any of your listings. All of the Etsy stores that are doing well are making good videos about their product because this allows Etsy or the platform that you're working on to use your content to advertise on the world of video, which is what we live in right now. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Everybody needs video content in order to promote it. Look at this YouTube channel, what I'm doing right now. This seems to be working pretty well. So make sure that you have video of your product. It doesn't have to be cinematic. Just make sure that you pan over it. Watch a video about how to make a video for product listings, and then do that. And what's great is once you make a video, if you do like a 360 spin of the product, then you can just crop out the images and then you have the rest of your product listing done with one single video that you made. So it can be very fast and very efficient. And the last tip I'm going to leave you with right here is just flip and launch. It is easier than ever to create a product that could be produced with 3D printing. You don't even have to have a printer anymore. You can order a prototype from our POD, take some pictures of it, and then list it on Etsy in a week. And then you can have us print and ship the orders for you. So there is zero cost to get started. You don't even have to buy a printer. You just have to do some work. And I'm sorry, but creating a product requires doing some work. But it is easier than ever before, so long as you get out of your own way. A lot of people always get dived into the details of like, oh, it's gotta be perfect. I gotta perfect this. I gotta make sure that the packaging has chartreuse tissue paper inside of it. No, people care ultimately about the product. While it is great that an iPhone comes in a silk satin box, that's not necessary. People would still buy iPhones. So make sure that you just get your product out, make sure that it's good, make sure that it's getting better, so people see you improving on it, but make sure that it exists. Send it out the door. Launch as soon as you can. Work within your means. There is always something that you can do. If you get caught in the perfectionism, it will never happen, and then you never get the shot. And it becomes an excuse to not take the shot. So make sure you launch, make sure you use some videos, target specific niches, be really specific, and ultimately, don't use the word 3D printing. It is something that should be invisible. People want the product, not how it's made. Have a great day, everybody.